Okay, so this is the material that we are going to use tonight. Okay, so let's go through the questions. So today we'll be also focusing on the question on the listening papers. As you know that listening papers, we have all the 4 parts, right? All the 4 parts. And you have each part, they have different combination, different types of questions. So for today's session, we'll be focusing on part 1, part 2, and part 3, because last session we focused on part 4. So today we'll be looking at part 1, part 2, and part 3. So because each part, they have different types of presentations of it. All right, so we look at the first one. Before, always know these tips. Before you listen to the audio, right, you have to read the question very fast and very carefully. So this has to do with a lot of practice. If you practice more enough, right, you'll be able to catch the STEM question or the main ideas. STEM question means the key phrase, the key words or key phrase very fast. So because you are only given 20 seconds to look at the question, so you have to read the question very fast. So when you transfer the answer, right, normally at the end of the sessions, you'll be given 6 minutes to do the mark the paper. But normally you place your answer sheet side by side. So probably you may not be able to, fully darken the circle, but it's okay. So because by the end of the session, you can still fully darken. If you are not sure about the answer, please do not go back and think, do not think of what was the answer, what was it said. As I mentioned last week, so once the question is passed, it's passed. If you focus on the previous question, right, you are going to miss out the following question. That will be a disaster for you. So remember, do not go back, do not think back the previous question. Once the question is passed, it's passed. Because this is listening. So they speak quite fast, so you have to catch up. All right. So any question here? If no, then we can directly dive into the questions. Okay. All right. So no questions, yeah? Okay, let's look at part 1 here. So again, look for the stem phrase or key phrases. Stem phrase means key phrase. Right, highlight here. Stem phrase means key phrase. Look for that. So let's look at part 1. Can you see the questions? Can you see the questions? Oops. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you for responding. All right. Now, I would like to have Wei En. Can you help me to read the instructions here? Question 1 to 7.
Question 1 to 7. You will hear people talking in 7 different situations. For question 1 to 7, choose the correct answer A, B, or C. You will hear each recording twice. Answer all the questions.
Okay, great. So these are 7 situations. All right, each situation is different. So part 1 usually is the easiest part to score, but you still have to listen carefully because there will be a lot of distractors. Distractor means 混淆你的注意, because when you hear the words, but that may not necessarily to be the answer. So this is called distractors. 就是有这些 distractors. Okay, so you have to be careful. Doesn't mean that you hear the words. Doesn't mean that it's the answer. You have to listen. You have to know what is the questions. What is the key phrase here? So let's look at the first question. Kajun, can you help me to read the first question and also the options here?
Okay. What should customers do if they want to return something they bought? This already do.
Oh, you have already done. Part 1 already done. How about part 2? Are you sure part 1 already done?
Yes.
Okay. How about this one?
Also done.
Oh, really? But how come I record? Are you sure? Okay,
Yeah,
how about this one?
No, haven't. This haven't.
Okay, we'll do this one and then later on I have another one. Okay, we do that one. Okay, so we do part 3 first. Are you sure this one you haven't done, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so let's look at this one, part 3. Okay, part 3 is a different set of questions. So usually they have 5 short extract also, and there will be 2 answers which is extra. Okay, here it says that you will have 5 short extracts in which teenagers are talking about their preferences when they travel. For questions 16 to 20, choose from the list A to G. What each speaker says. Use the letters only once. There are 2 extra letters which this is the typo error, which you do not need to use. You will hear the recording twice, answer all the questions. So 2 extra answers, you won't be using it. So let's look at those options here. Okay, Tayi, can you help me to read A, B, and C?
For me, traveling on a small group tour is more convenient and safer. Prior to traveling and discovering
hidden gems,
I prefer conducting my own research. Traveling for me is all about wonderful foods and spending time with my family.
Okay, all right, thanks. So let's look at A, B, and C. A, traveling on a small group tour, more convenient and safer. So this one, there's no key, any words that you do not understand, right? Convenient means 很方便, safer 是比较安全. So the key here is what? Can you guess what's the key phrase here? Anyone? Key phrase? Okay, traveling on small group tour, convenient and safer. More convenient and safer. All right. And B, prior to, the meaning of prior to means 在之前. Okay, prior to traveling and discovering hidden gems. 在之前，在去旅游 and to discover hidden gems. Hidden gems means those kind of jewelry, those 宝藏啊, the treasure, the hidden treasure. I prefer conducting my own research. 在没有去 travel 去找这些 hidden gems 之前，我会先 carry out my own research first. Conducting means you carry out your own research before you go for the traveling and also to discover those hidden gems. Okay, prior to means before that. Okay, before. All right, so this one, what is the key? What is the key? Prior to, right? And also conducting my own research. Okay, and C, traveling for me is all about wonderful food and spending time with my family. Okay, so the key will be wonderful food, spending time with families, right? So you can see that they are all different types of setting, all related to traveling. As you can see for part 3, they're all talking about their preferences. Preferences 是他们喜欢，他们会 prefer 什么方法 prefer traveling 会做什么 so preferences when they travel 他们的 preference 是什么他们写 what's their like what's their dislike okay so 这边是 prefer okay some prefer food spending time with family some prefer do their own research first some prefer traveling on a small group tour okay and D, E, okay Wei En, can you help me to read D and E?
I prefer less frequented natural areas and prefer to be among the locals. My travel destination must provide. Teacher, this how to pronounce?
Adrenaline pumping.
Okay, provide adrenaline pumping experience for thrill.
Thrill seekers.
Thrill seeker like myself.
Okay, good. All right, so let's look at D first. Prefer less frequented. Okay, I want you to write down these words. These are very good words which you can do in writings and also in terms of speaking. Less frequented, this is an adjective. What it means, less frequented natural areas. Less frequented means less visited. Less visited. Frequented means visited. Okay, less visited place. Less visited place. The person doesn't like to go those places where a lot of people visited. So less frequented natural areas and prefer to be among the locals. And he prefer to be among the locals. That means he doesn't like to travel to overseas, but prefer among the locals. Locals 是本地人 ，OK？ 本地人啊，let's see, hang on. Okay, all right. And then the second one is the travel, and this person has his own preference. His travel destinations must provide adrenaline pumping experience. Adrenaline is a kind of hormone which is actually released from our kidneys. Our two kidneys, above our two kidneys, actually there's a place whereby a gland whereby they can release the hormones whenever you face any challenges, thrilling experiences, or fear, or excitement, or happiness, right? And then the adrenaline will be released out from that gland. Okay, so that gland release, so adrenaline will give you the feel good experience of and you will have that pump. You will want to, for example, if you face certain challenges, if you are chased by dogs, right, your adrenaline will also pump out. If you do the bungee jump, your adrenaline will also pump up because you get excited, you get so fearful to a point that your heart beats so fast. That is the effect by the adrenaline. Okay, so this is called adrenaline pumping. Adrenaline pumping, you cause your body, your palm is sweaty, and your heart beat very fast, the mouth will be very dry. This is called adrenaline. So a person who see a beautiful ladies or handsome guy pass by, your heart is, 小鹿撞撞, they say, your heart, right? Your heart is pumping so fast, right? So that is also another effect of adrenaline. Okay, so adrenaline pumping experience, this is also a good word for you to remember. This is an adjective, so write it down. Adrenaline pumping experience. If you go for traveling or go for any hobbies or any adventure, right, you can use this word in your writing or speaking. Adrenaline pumping experience, because this one will boost your marks also if you use adjectives, to describe anything that is any noun. Okay, either experience, either adventure. Okay, thrill seekers means people who like to seek those kind of excitement. Thrill seekers means seekers of excitement, people who like to seek excitements, people who like to seek for excitement through various activities. Okay, it doesn't matter, maybe go for traveling or go for adventures or whatever. So this is called thrill seekers. All right. Okay. All right. So you can write this down, thrill seekers. And then F and G, Kai.
I appreciate extreme sports in major cities because I enjoy photographing skyscrapers. Traveling allows me to learn more about the people's history and culture.
Culture. Okay. All right. This one, extreme sport. You also need to know what is extreme sports. Any one of you know what is extreme sports? Sport got various types, right? There are variety of sports. It can be indoor, it can be outdoor. And there's another type is called extreme sports. Any one of you know what is extreme sports? Can you give example? Extreme sports.
Bungee jump.
Yes, bungee jump. Okay, bungee jump. And what else? Okay, bungee jump, parkouring also, right? Do you know what is parkouring? Parkouring, bungee jump, all these are called parkouring. Parkouring means people, they jump from one building to another building, or they climb a tall buildings, and then they do a somersault, 翻跟斗, and then they jump from one place. They will face different types of obstacles. Usually people in the city, especially those youngsters, they who loves challenges, 挑战, 极限挑战, like those obstacle challenging, right? So they will do parkouring. 就是好像 they will jump from building to building. Those kind of things are called parkouring. So bungee jump is also another type, bungee jump. And of course, we have the skydiving, All these are called extreme sport. Mount climbing is also called extreme sport. So extreme sports is actually those sports that involves risk. We call extreme sports. Okay, that involves sports that involves risk， 就是会有一些危险性的 we call extreme sports. So this person, he would prefer extreme sports in major cities because the person enjoy photographing skyscrapers. What is the meaning of skyscrapers? Do you know the meaning? What is skyscrapers? That means the tower, right? That means the tall buildings, the towers, tall buildings, these are called skyscrapers, 就是摩天大厦. So this person, he loves doing those photographing, okay, extreme sports. So he loves photographing all this. So photographing tall buildings, I guess maybe the person had to stand on a very dangerous area, you know. Maybe he has to position himself to a certain angle, maybe. So that is also considered extreme sports. Okay, the next one, traveling allows me to learn more about the people's history and culture. This one is pronounced as culture. Culture means 文化. 文化, anything has to do with people's food practices, observations. For example, for Chinese, the way how we greet people and the way how Indian and Malay greet people is different. And also the way we eat the food is also different. The way we think, the beliefs we have, all are different. So all these are considered culture. So culture 就是文化. It consists of what? Beliefs, practices, the way you dress, the food you eat, all these are called culture. Okay, so some people we prefer to go for places where there is a culture. They can learn about people's culture. Okay, so you can see A to G, they have all has different preferences in terms of for their traveling. So I'm going to play the audio and then you listen your answer. Okay, so you can write down your answer in your exercise book or paper later. When we review the answer, then we will know the answer. Okay, the true answer is that. Okay, hang on. 3. Okay, so there are altogether 5 speakers. So you just need to figure out what's the answer for speaker 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I'm going to play now.
You will hear 5 short extracts in which teenagers are talking about their preferences when they travel. For questions 16 to 20, choose from the list A to G what each speaker says. Use the letters only once. There are 2 extra letters which you do not need to use. You will hear the recording twice. Answer all the questions. You now have 20 seconds to look at the questions. Now we are ready to start. Listen carefully.
Speaker 1. I only travel with tour groups with a proper tourist guide. When I go on a holiday, I want to sit back and enjoy wherever I am taken to, instead of wandering around alone. Tour groups are more expensive, but I don't want to compromise on my safety in a foreign land.
Speaker 2. I enjoy reading about the places I'm going to visit and planning my own itinerary. Not all tourist spots appeal to me, so I would like to choose the places myself and avoid crowds. My biggest achievement is when I discover relatively unknown beautiful locations and cozy cafes on my own.
Speaker 3. I'm a very adventurous person. There are so many thrill-seeking activities on my bucket list. I would like to try activities that get my adrenaline flowing. I have swum with the sharks in Hawaii, and even survived tandem skydiving in New Zealand with my best friend. I get to enjoy nature at the same time and explore off the beaten paths.
Speaker 4. My family often loves traveling. It is not easy to cater to everyone's interests and needs in a foreign country. We may not be able to visit all popular tourist spots, but we enjoy trying out different local cuisines. We also enjoy taking group photos together in eateries and restaurants.
Speaker 5. I like to rent a car so that I can explore the culture of the places I visit in my own time. I usually stop by old castles to learn more about their history, buy local produce in local markets and eat hawker food. At the same time, I also try to mingle around with local people as much as possible.
Now, listen again.
Speaker 1. I only travel with tour groups with a proper tourist guide. When I go on a holiday, I want to sit back and enjoy wherever I am taken to, instead of wandering around alone. Tour groups are more expensive, but I don't want to compromise on my safety in a foreign land.
Speaker 2. I enjoy reading about the places I'm going to visit and planning my own itinerary. Not all tourist spots appeal to me, so I would like to choose the places myself and avoid crowds. My biggest achievement is when I discover relatively unknown beautiful locations and cozy cafes on my own.
Speaker 3. I'm a very adventurous person. There are so many thrill-seeking activities on my bucket list. I would like to try activities that get my adrenaline flowing. I have swum with the sharks in Hawaii, and even survived tandem skydiving in New Zealand with my best friend. I get to enjoy nature at the same time and explore off the beaten paths.
Speaker 4. My family often loves traveling. It is not easy to cater to everyone's interests and needs in a foreign country. We may not be able to visit all popular tourist spots, but we enjoy trying out different local cuisines. We also enjoy taking group photos together in eateries and restaurants.
Speaker 5. I like to rent a car so that I can explore the culture of the places I visit in my own time. I usually stop by old castles to learn more about their history, buy local produce in local markets and eat hawker food. At the same time, I also try to mingle around with local people as much as possible.
Okay, all right.
That is the end of part 3.
Okay.
Now look at part 4.
Hang on. Okay, so let's review the answer. Okay, so speaker 1, can you type your answer in the chat box? Okay, doesn't matter even if you answer wrongly, it's okay, all right? It's okay to answer wrongly, no worry. Okay, so Katrin, are you there? I haven't seen your answer yet. Katrin? Okay, so let's review the answer. Yes, it's A, all right? So because it's very obvious for A, right? Because the person says that he likes to travel in a group, right? And also have a proper tourist guide, okay? Okay, let's look at B. Okay, speaker 2, sorry, speaker 2. You type your answer, speaker 2. Okay, all right. So the answer for speaker 2 is, okay, it's B. Okay, why it is B? Did you hear anything that talks about B? Because he talks about the person like to do some research, right? He want to do research. He choose her own place. She want to discover those beautiful places. So this person prefer to conduct his own research. So it's B. Okay, speaker 3. So type your answer. Okay. Okay. All right. Next time when you type, right, remember to type the question number also, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that I will not miss out with the other answer. Okay, speaker 3, the answer is, okay, it's E. All right. So this person mentioned about the sharp, the thrilling experience, right? Swimming, and also the sharp places that has sharp. All these are called adrenaline pumping experience. Okay, it's E. Speaker 4. Okay, speaker 4. Okay, all right. So let's review the answer. Okay, everyone has the same answer. Okay, yes, it's C, exactly. All right, and then speaker 5. This is a bit tricky, all right. Okay, everyone's answer? Okay, let's get speaker 5. Yes, it's G. All right, good. All right. So speaker 5 is G. The reason why is why G, not B, not D. Why not donkey? Why G? Okay. G, he does mention a little bit about the locals, right? He does mention this is called distractions. The distractions. It does mention, but he mentioned about he likes to enjoy, he likes to try out to mingle with those local people, local produce, local market, local culture. Yeah. So, and he mentioned about he can learn something about that. So the key word is learn here. All right, about the culture. So the answer is G rather than D. Okay. So because D is basically say he prefers to be among the locals, prefers to be among local doesn't mean that the person really enjoy the culture. But for D, it has a higher emphasis on the local people's history and culture. Okay, because he keep mentioning about the local produce, local people, local market, all this. So it's G is the best answer. Okay, so far, everyone, are you okay with this part? I think most of you can either get full marks or maybe you can pass this. Maybe you get maybe 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5. At least you pass. You know, this part is easier to score than part 4. Part 4 is the harder one. This one we mentioned last week. Okay. All right, so now today we look at another set again. So because this is preparing for those who is going to sit for the SPM. So because after this we are going to our speaking, okay, training in terms of speaking. But today we still focus on the listening. All right, so let me stop sharing. So far, any questions for this part? Any questions? No, right? Okay. Okay, now I'm going to, all right, so let's look at part 4 again, okay? Do you want to do part 4 or part 1, 2, 3? Any one of you? Because there are 4 parts, can you type in the chat box? Which part you want to prefer first? They're all together 4 parts. Which one you prefer first? Can you type in the chat box? Okay, Kai say part 1. Okay, Kajun's 1, 2, 3. Okay, can. Wei En say part 4. So all the parts, choose the hardest one. Okay, part 4 first lah, huh? Part 4, and then after that, because usually part 2, part 4 are harder. Part 2 is a whole lumps of it, and also part 4. And then after that, we go to, hopefully we'll be able to cover as much as we can, but we have only another 20 minutes left. So we do part 4 first. Okay, all right, so this part, so you will hear a woman called Diana Fariha talking about her online business. So for question this, 21 to 30, fill in the missing information in each number space. So use no more than one word for each space, no more than one word. All right, so careers with a difference. So for this kind of questions, right, all you need to do is, first of all, you need to guess the answer, predict the answer. That is the tips for part 4, answering part 4. Guess the answer and predict the answer first. And also you look for the, because usually the answer, because the audio, right, the answer flows accordingly. It will not jump here and there. So don't worry. When you listen, right, the answer you can figure out. But normally the text, right, the text they use, right, certain words they use another word to replace. It's a synonym. They use synonym to replace. But you can guess the answer following the orders, following the sequence. So do not worry about, where is she now? Okay, so you have to listen according to the flow. When she says something and then you read at the same time when you listen. This is the most challenging part. Because you have to read the lines at the same time while listening. Because when she talk, right, she's talking something else and you are reading something else. Looks like different, right? But it's similar. It's similar. Okay, this is a synopsis for the audio. All right, so this is the hardest one, the most challenging one. Okay, so let's look at the question. So they will also give you 20 seconds is very fast. So you have to really learn to read fast, do fast reading, speed reading. Okay, try to understand. All right, so I'm going to call Yan Wu, you read the first paragraph. No, only one answer. Usually they give the answer, right? They will have one answer. Usually they set the questions, right, to a point that they only accept one answer. Unlike last time SPM, right, they will have more than one answer. But I'm not sure whether they will accept exceptional case. Normally, they will not have, because they know how to set the question so much so that the answer is fit to that particular gap. Okay, unlike in the previous SPM, you can accept this, you can accept that. Okay, all right. Yan, can you read the first paragraph? Careers with a difference.
Diana Fariha already has a stable job for a private clinic. However, she also has an online business which provides her with some side income. Diana works a full day at the clinic before spending her night on growing her online business.
Okay, now I want you to quickly guess the answer. Yeah, in this paragraph, is there any words you do not understand? Okay, stable means 稳定的工作. Okay, for a private clinic. All right, so can you guess the answer? Just guess. Even you guess wrongly is okay. You can type in the chat box, or you can say out the answer. Even if you say wrongly, it's okay. But I'm not going to review the answer first. Okay, so you just type in the chat box. Okay, all right. And then any others? You have to guess. You need to predict the answer. Okay, good. All right. Okay, clinic can be either. Okay, let's type. I type out here. It can be either. Wait, let me type out your answer. It can be either doctor. Who else is working in the clinic other than doctor? Nurse, right? Okay. All right. Yes. Good. Okay. So it can be either doctor or nurse. Quickly. All right. So let's move on. So this one, because she has online business, provides some side income. She want to earn some income. Okay. So she worked full time at the clinic, but spend her night time growing her online business. Okay. Next paragraph from until 2 here. Okay. Wei En, until 2 here. She started
She started her online business by chance when she was actually for mass mass extender on a popular online shopping site. She soon realized that she could easily order the raw material for mass extender and make them using her own. She thought she could make them for her personal use and hoped that friends would buy some too.
Okay, all right, until here. So here, she started her online business by chance. By chance 就是偶然的机遇之下 when she was actually what? For mask and mask extender on a popular online shopping site. Mask, you know, as you know that pandemic, right? You will wear mask and mask extender. Usually mask extender are those Muslims who wear the extender because their head is covered by tutong, right? So it's very hard for them to have the string to hold onto their ears. So they need to have the mask extender to hold onto the mask and then tie it at the head, at the back of the head. Okay, so do you know what I'm referring to? You understand, right? Mask extender 就是延伸，可以绑那个带子，你的那个 mask 后面可以绑在头的后面，而不用挂在耳朵的。Okay, so this is called mask extender. Okay, so can you guess the answer for 22? Everyone, you can guess. I just type out here. You can guess your answer. She was actually what for mask and mask extender on a popular online shopping site. Just guess only. Just even wrong is okay. Even you guess it wrongly, it's okay. Quickly. Why does she want to go online shopping mall site? For what? For mask extender and mask extender. Look for mask and mask extender for what? She go on online shopping site for what purpose? Okay, any one of you can type. Okay, no, right? So I'm not going to type out your answer because right. Okay, some say looking, some say bought. Okay, I'll just type out here. Looking. Okay, some say actually she was actually okay. Let's look at bought now. One like this one. Okay, she was actually bought for mask and mask extender. Bought it doesn't seem correct. So we exclude bought. She was actually buying. Okay, maybe buying for on a popular online shopping site. Okay, let's see. Okay, so she soon realized that she could easily order the raw material for mask extender and make them using her own what? Okay, can you guess? She could easily order the raw materials for mask extender and make them using her own what? Can you guess? Okay, if no, we pass because we want to save time. Okay, craft. Okay, I will just type out here, craft. I'll type out here, her own craft. Okay, and then she thought she could make them for her personal use and hope that friends would buy some too. She was pleasantly means delightfully surprised, 就是很惊喜的 when her colleagues some from her immediately. 当她的 colleague 做什么 from her immediately. Can you guess the answer? No, right? So I move on. After she completed these orders, she did some what? On other possible items. Can you guess the answer? She did some what? If you have done the completion of the order, so you will do some what? On other possible items. If you want to expand your business, okay? She could use in her future design. She did some what? Okay? Can you guess? All right, so I'm not going to type out the answer, so you guess. She also learned how to set up her own vendor page on the shopping site through some what? Vendor page, vendor 是流动小贩. So we have 流动小贩 like physical vendor. They use the cart with 4 wheels. Usually you can see in the shopping mall, you see the vendors, right? all the vendors, they could show, there are different types of things you can sell on the vendor card. We call it vendor card. 就是有轮子的. You can either sell drinks, foods, or jewelry items, or small accessory. But we can also have the online vendor page. That means you do not have the physical vendor card, but usually you have a page whereby you sell those kind of small items. So this is, we call it vendor page. All right. So it's not a big seller, or it's not a wholesaler or retailer shop, but rather a certain items that the person is selling, is we call it vendor page. So on the shopping site, through somewhat, okay, through somewhat, she also learned how to set up her own through somewhat. If you want to set up your vendor page, what would you do? Okay, tutorials. Okay, possible. Yes, tutorial. Okay, remember in this type of, in part 4, right? Plural, singular. Okay, all this you have to know the grammar, because you have to see. Okay, if this is some, right, your tutorial has to be adding s. Okay, because grammar is very important in this part. Yeah, s. Okay. At first, she did worry about, so I put tutorials with s. At first, she did worry about various things that could go wrong with the online business. Luckily, no one wrote any negative or make any complaints. Okay, no one wrote any negative, okay, reviews. Okay, all right, so sounds good, right? Reviews, all right, any negative reviews, okay, or make any complaints. Soon the business took off. Okay, so that means the business started to move. Okay, Diana is grateful for the what of customer as well as friends and family. Why is she grateful? Okay, comment. Okay, some people write comments, some people write reviews. Okay, let me type out here. Comment is also possible. Comments, you have to put s because got some here. Okay, and then she's grateful for what of the customer as well as friends and family. Why is she grateful? Okay, so you can guess the answer. She advises young entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs 就是企业家. That means successful businessmen. You can write this down. Entrepreneurs. Under here, I highlighted here in the yellow highlighted here. Entrepreneur means successful businessman or businesswoman. It's called entrepreneurs. 就是企业家. To what? Their business with hard work and dedication. Okay. She advises 他们做什么? To what? Their business and work with hard work and dedication. To what? Their business with hard work and dedication. You can guess. As long as they have the correct one, they will be able to make any online business a success. Okay? All right. Let me see. Some people may say it's minds or ideas. Okay? They have correct minds or ideas. Okay? All right. Now I'm going to play and then you listen. You'll guess the answer. Yeah? Okay. Just a moment. Because I need to figure out the part 4 first. Hang on. Now we're ready to start. Okay, now I'm going to play. So if you can hear, you let me know. If you can't hear, you let me know. All right.
With a woman called Diana Fariha.
Can you hear? Can you hear?
Can hear.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Talking about her online business. For questions 21 to 30, fill in the missing information in each numbered space. Use no more than one word for each space. You will hear the interview twice. Answer all the questions.
This evening in our series Making Money, our guest is Diana Fariha, owner of her own online business on Shopee. Diana, welcome.
Hello.
Diana, what exactly do you do?
Well, I'm actually a qualified nurse. I started working at this private clinic 5 years ago as a nurse. My working hours are from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m., and we do not open at night. So I have enough free time to run my online business on Shopee.
Do tell us how you got started.
Well, I was on the Shopee site one day looking for masks, since everyone has to wear masks now. People who wear headscarves like me have some difficulty fitting the usual mask over our hijabs. I saw that many people on Shopee were selling mask extenders that would suit hijab wearers, and they were decorated with lace and beads and other things. I found so many suppliers of things that could be used to make mask extenders on Shopee that I thought of making them myself. I thought I would make some masks for myself using my own designs, and perhaps some friends would buy masks from me too.
How did your first few mask extenders turn out?
Well, the first batch was just for practice. I wore them to work. I was so pleased when my colleagues noticed them that very day and immediately ordered some. I took 6 orders that day. I was very excited because I already had the materials to make them that night. After selling this first batch, I did more research about other types of materials I could use. I found crystal beads and cute pendants that could be attached to the mask extenders to make them pretty and trendy.
What made you think of setting up your online business?
I was always on Shopee buying tools and materials. It was obvious that there were loads of people visiting Shopee every day. So I decided I would become a Shopee vendor. I watched YouTube videos on how to set up a Shopee vendor account. It looked easy enough. I had already taken many nice photos of masks I had made, and I uploaded them right onto my vendor page. I was an active vendor in Shopee.
Congratulations! How has the response been so far?
Oh, it has been very good. I went from no orders for 2 weeks to a steady stream of orders. I sell an average of 10 pieces a day now. It is all very exciting to me. I am happy to have a proper side income besides my daytime career. It also makes me feel good that I can make nice products that people want to buy.
Did you face any difficulties or setbacks?
Well, I worried a lot in the beginning about all aspects of the business. I worried if my designs were attractive enough, reasonably priced or too expensive, whether people would actually order, and if they did, would they write bad reviews and complain about my products? Luckily, I worried for nothing. It has been smooth sailing since I launched my Shopee page. I'm very grateful for the support from my customers, family, and friends.
Do you have any other tips you would like to share, especially for potential online business entrepreneurs like yourself?
Sometimes good things can happen naturally, without too much thought or effort. The idea for this business grew slowly, but it managed to grow into a successful Shopee vendor business with some time and effort on my part. I truly believe that with the right mindset, anyone can sell anything online these days as long as you are willing to put in the hours. If there is a will, there is a way.
Thank you, Diana.
Now you will hear part 4 again.
This evening in our series Making Money, our guest is Diana Fariha, owner of her own online business on Shopee. Diana, welcome.
Hello.
Diana, what exactly do you do?
Well, I'm actually a qualified nurse. I started working at this private clinic 5 years ago as a nurse. My working hours are from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m., and we do not open at night. So I have enough free time to run my online business on Shopee.
Do tell us how you got started.
Well, I was on the Shopee site one day looking for masks, since everyone has to wear masks now. People who wear headscarves like me have some difficulty fitting the usual mask over our hijabs. I saw that many people on Shopee were selling mask extenders that would suit hijab wearers, and they were decorated with lace and beads and other things. I found so many suppliers of things that could be used to make mask extenders on Shopee that I thought of making them myself. I thought I would make some masks for myself using my own designs, and perhaps some friends would buy masks from me too.
How did your first few mask extenders turn out?
Well, the first batch was just for practice. I wore them to work. I was so pleased when my colleagues noticed them that very day and immediately ordered some. I took 6 orders that day. I was very excited because I already had the materials to make them that night. After selling this first batch, I did more research about other types of materials I could use. I found crystal beads and cute pendants that could be attached to the mask extenders to make them pretty and trendy.
What made you think of setting up your online business?
I was always on Shopee buying tools and materials. It was obvious that there were loads of people visiting Shopee every day. So I decided I would become a Shopee vendor. I watched YouTube videos on how to set up a Shopee vendor account. It looked easy enough. I had already taken many nice photos of masks I had made, and I uploaded them right onto my vendor page. I was an active vendor in Shopee.
Congratulations! How has the response been so far?
Oh, it has been very good. I went from no orders for 2 weeks to a steady stream of orders. I sell an average of 10 pieces a day now. It is all very exciting to me. I am happy to have a proper side income besides my daytime career. It also makes me feel good that I can make nice products that people want to buy.
Did you face any difficulties or setbacks?
Well, I worried a lot in the beginning about all aspects of the business. I worried if my designs were attractive enough, reasonably priced or too expensive, whether people would actually order, and if they did, would they write bad reviews and complain about my products? Luckily, I worried for nothing. It has been smooth sailing since I launched my Shopee page. I'm very grateful for the support from my customers, family, and friends.
Do you have any other tips you would like to share, especially for potential online business entrepreneurs like yourself?
Sometimes good things can happen naturally, without too much thought or effort. The idea for this business grew slowly, but it managed to grow into a successful Shopee vendor business with some time and effort on my part. I truly believe that with the right mindset, anyone can sell anything online these days as long as you are willing to put in the hours. If there is a will, there is a way.
Thank you, Diana.
That is the end of part 4.
You now have 6 minutes to check and copy your answers onto the answer sheet.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, I said that during the end of the sessions, usually they will give you time to send out the answer and fill in the answers into the answer sheet, right? So I will encourage you actually, you need to place your answer sheet side by side. Okay, so you tick during the listening, right? You tick the answer and then you tick on your answer sheet. You can put a tick there. So at the end of the session, you can darken it better. A proper darkening of the circle, but you tick on the paper on both sides. Do you understand? Okay, so let's answer the question. So 21, if it's 21, you type 21 in your answer. You type in the chat box. Okay, let's do it now. 21, what's your answer? Okay, obviously it's nurse. Okay, good. Okay, 22. 22. Okay, great. Yes. Looking. And then 23. Okay. All right, great. Yes, but why designs? If you write designs, is considered wrong. If you type without S, right, it's considered wrong. Why? Because it says that you make them. This then you cannot use just one design. Use her own designs. Okay, so designs has to be in S. I already said that for this part, grammar is very important. Whether singular or plural, you have to be very careful. You look for the clues from before and after of the sentence. Okay, 24. What's the answer? Okay, make sure that you have to check your grammar, the tenses. She was pleasant. She was past tense was pleasantly surprised when her colleagues some from her immediately. Okay, order. Yes, correct. Order has to be in past tense because was is past tense. Okay, you look at the tense before and after. Okay, 25. Your answer. Okay, make sure you know the plural and singular. You have to observe the words in front. Some. Okay, completed these orders. She did some what? Okay, review the answer. She did some what? Okay, some research. Okay, why research you cannot put es? Because research is uncountable noun. 为什么 research 没有 es 的？因为 research 是不可数。Even though it has said even though you have some here, but still cannot put es. Okay, this is very tricky. On other person, okay, 26. What's your answer? 26. Remember some. Okay, your answer. Okay, great. So let's review the answer. Videos. You need to put videos. If you write video, it's considered wrong. 也是算错的 because video 是 countable noun. So because there's a some here, so you have to be very careful about your grammar. 27. Negative what? Okay, negative. Okay, let's see others. Okay, great. I can see your answer. Okay, negative. Reviews got S because you have customer or make any complaints. Do you see complaints got S, right? Of course, reviews is countable, can be, you have S. 28, your answer. 28, what's your answer? Okay, for the what of customers. Okay, great. I can see people typing. All right, support. Why support there's no S? Because support is uncountable. 是不可以数的名词，说没有 S. Okay, 29. Good job, everyone. 29, your answer. She advises young entrepreneur to what? You hear? Okay, did you hear that one? You can guess build, grow, develop. Which one did you hear? Build, grow, or develop? Which one? Can you guess? Okay, actually the person said this, grow. In a low voice, she said, grow the business, grow the business. Okay, grow actually means build, build means develop. But you have to listen exactly the word, even though build is correct, even though develop is correct, but you have to follow exactly the words. So 没有可以或者是不可以 Okay, 30, question 30. Okay, great. Have the correct ones. Okay, you can see your answer. All right, so let's check the answer. Mindset, correct. Mindset is uncountable, so没有S 的. Okay, great. So far, how are you doing? So this one, how many questions are there altogether? 21 to 30, right? So 10. So is it 10 out of 10 or 7 out of 10? So what's can you type your number, your score? Okay, Great. All right, Yanwu. Okay, we earned good job. Okay, how about the rest? Can you type your score before we leave? Okay, good. At least you pass, you know. Kajun, at least you pass. Don't worry, at least you pass, you know. But you can do better next time. The more you listen, okay. All right. So good job. Okay. All right. So anyway, so the more you listen, right, the more the better you guess. So you have to learn to listen more in this kind of questions. Okay. So that's it for today. All right. So I'll see you in my next session. So can I have for your understanding, you know, next week we'll be doing the speaking. Is that okay with you, or you prefer to complete the listening? Let me know your, so because we have 1, 2, 3, do you want to complete this or go for speaking? So can you type your, go for speaking, you can type speaking. If you go for listening, you type listening. Because we still have 1 to 3 parts, part 1 to part 3. Okay. All right. So speaking up to teacher. So can I have the rest? I will go for more. The rest of you, Kai and also Kajun. Kajun, Kai, can you type your choice? Okay. Kajun, half. So anyway, we'll do speaking. Okay, speaking. More choose speaking. So that's it. So see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye, teacher.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.